We want to welcome you to the Be Encouraged Show, where each week we reach an audience of 45,000 potential listeners
and growing
across our social platforms and guest networks. Our mission is simple yet profound: to spread hope and encouragement, connecting our audience with stories that uplift and inspire.
So whether you're a business owner looking to expand your reach or someone eager to share your journey of impact, our platform is designed to highlight the positive differences we can all make.
Getting involved with our show is easy and rewarding. First, you get to be a guest on this show. This is a fantastic opportunity for brand recognition as you share your story with our engaged listeners.
And Frank and I are now offering Q&A Mastermind monthly sessions. And these are not just informative experiences, but we actually help with your business on strategic insights and provide a supportive group setting.
Oh, yes, we do, don't we? And if you're looking to drive targeted lead generation, consider sponsoring our show. We offer multiple tiers and customizable options to fit your marketing needs perfectly.
We have had over 350 guests, and they have been able to brand themselves and share all the goodness that they are doing here in community.
And it's not just about numbers. Our approach opens up a space for vulnerability, helping our guests genuinely connect with audiences. This authentic interaction is a powerful catalyst for community and business growth. Take, for example, we have partners here at Be Encouraged, and since getting involved with our platform, they've seen a staggering 900% growth in just 7 months here in the Springs.
So if you're ready to make a significant impact, join us today at beencouraged.net.
And let's make the world a more hopeful and connected place, one story at a time. We are currently at CoHarbor, our studio sponsor, right?
So beautiful.
Oh, what a wonderful place. We get such great feedback about them and what they're doing. What's so great about CoHarbor?
Yes. So the owner, Jeremiah Callahan's just phenomenal. His attention to detail from the sound, from the aesthetics, he even got me a little microphone holder for our live Instagrams, Frank. I mean, just the attention to detail to service the business owners here who work out of here is phenomenal.
And what you always feel welcomed here. You always feel a part of this community. It's the most welcoming place that I've ever engaged. And we have some amazing people that work out of here as well.
We do. And they actually have a greeting host, which is incredible during their peak hours.
What an idea, right?
Yes, but some of the people working out of here, you just want to be here just to say hi to them, like Chantel Bridges.
Ooh, and Melinda Joy Mingo.
Yes.
And our friend Tom
Carlson.
Yes, indeed. Wonderful people. And Lisa and I also engaged their facility in Denver called Coworking, which is a fantastic facility.
Gorgeous, yes. And we have to do a huge shout out for Alan Briggs.
Yes.
He is our right-hand man, especially in this podcast studio. He has given us great wisdom and insight on how to use all the bougie stuff that they have in here.
The bougie stuff. Yeah.
It is. It's high-end.
It is. It's wonderful. We're so blessed to be able to be here at CoHarbor. And you need to come in and do a 14-day free trial of this facility. Lisa, tell them a little bit about some of the great things that CoHarbor offers.
Yes. Well, their membership starts at $25 on up, and that gets them 24/7 access to a beautiful, gorgeous space. And not only that, Frank, you know what they have?
What?
Amazing pour-over coffee, which all of my friends love, and I love the tea. They have hot tea, and they have iced coffee, and they have sparkling water, all the things. It's so beautiful here, so come and check them out.
Well, come on down and join us at Corporate and Tech Center Drive. Beautiful location over here. You can't miss us. We're sponsored by the great Joshua Geary with Crescio. And Joshua just won Hispanic Rising Professional of the Year. Yay! He's been with us so long, and he is really produces and helps us with this show.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about Crescio.
Yes. So Crescio, they offer pay what you can consultations, and they specialize in not only just Chat GPT, but they will work with your business to help you get sustainable and then leave and leave you successful. Their goal is not to stay with you forever. Their goal is to keep you moving with excellence.
Indeed. And AI is the rage right now. Joshua is an expert in AI, and he and his team can help you navigate the sometimes scary road of AI and what's happening, and deliver work with you that you won't have to worry about all the myths about AI. They know how it works for you. And what I do love, Lisa, about Crescio is the pay what you can consultations to the underserved southeast sector of our city, reaching out and trying to help people.
Absolutely. So check them out at Crescio.com.
Indeed. We're sponsored by Brandon Kirk from Planet Duck.
Yes, he's the owner of Planet Duct, and he has the largest vacuums, strongest vacuums. And what is his slogan again, Frank?
Yeah, they're stronger than the vacuum of space. And Brandon and his family, and his 3 children are just incredible. I know them personally.
Me too.
We've had a great opportunity to know them. He's a great family man. 25 years, been married to, what is his wife's name? Gava?
And she's a beautiful artist, and yes, they have an amazing farm as well.
They do. And he loves Star Wars. So if you're into that scene, give Brandon a call. He loves Star Wars, all things Star Wars-y.
Yes,
Yeah.
Not only that, but he loves the Colorado Springs. His give back throughout all local businesses in town is amazing, and we sure do appreciate him in town. They do have the strongest vacuums in Colorado,
Indeed.
which will help you get amazing air quality for your home.
Indeed. They find all kinds of stuff in our vent systems. They've done my house as well, and so many of my friends.
Yeah.
They really are the cream of the crop when it comes to duct cleaning.
They are.
And one last thing, many of you didn't know this, but Brandon has mentored many small business people in this community.
Yes.
His give back to our community is exceptional. So make sure to look them up because they are
Stronger than the vacuum of space.
Yes, they are.
We are sponsored by the lovely, incredible Karen Butcher with Westco Insurance.
Yes, Karen is an amazing insurance agent doing home, casualty, all these different types of insurance. And here's the deal. She has some of the same customers that she had when she started 24 years ago. They're still engaging her this many years later, which means she has to have some incredible customer service and some attentive skills. Right?
To include me.
And me.
She's helped me a lot over the years.
She's incredible.
So we really appreciate Karen Butcher and all the wisdom and savviness that she has in the insurance industry. So check her out, Karen Butcher, Westco Insurance.
Please. Yeah, welcome to the Be Encouraged Show with Frank.
And Lisa.
We're so glad that you join us on Mondays and align with us in our goal of infusing hope and encouragement throughout the world.
That's right. We are now offering 2 free guests on our show every single Monday from 11 to 12 or 12 to 1 Mountain Standard Time. But we also have an amazing new venture that we've started this year, Frank.
Indeed. We have the free hug campaign that's starting that Lisa and I are going to go out in community, offer free hugs. Hugs have medicinal value that's really, really strong, and we want to use that to help humans.
Absolutely. And we are also going around the world on live Instagrams. So our ask of you is, if you know of any amazing business owners out in other countries or across the nation, please introduce them to us at lisa@beencouraged.net.
Yeah, make sure that you email her. Yes, and she'll get it done for us, and we'll make sure that we highlight your business. Really the value of this is exposure. We get the opportunity to expose your business to our growing audience and get so that you can be seen and people can engage your business.
And we do offer sponsorship levels starting at $50 on up. So depending on how much marketing you have in your budget, we would love to help you get maximum exposure both on our website as well as our show.
Indeed. We love humans here at the Be Encouraged show, and the reason we exist is to create value for you.
The real value of sponsoring our show is joining us on our mission to infuse hope and encouragement throughout the world.
Aligning missional values is very important to us, and we are looking for businesses that align with us and our values and what we're trying to give out to the world.
Yes, this is about social impact,
Indeed.
Frank.
We know how important that is in this community and around the world. So join us in our mission to create social impact for your business. Hello, I'm Frank, and this is
Lisa.
We want to welcome you to the Be Encouraged show, where each week we reach an audience of 45,000 potential listeners
And growing.
across our social platforms and guest networks. Our mission is simple yet profound: to spread hope and encouragement, connecting our audience with stories that uplift and inspire.
So, whether you're a business owner looking to expand your reach or someone eager to share your journey of impact, our platform is designed to highlight the positive differences we can all make.
Getting involved with our show is easy and rewarding. First, you get to be a guest on this show. This is a fantastic opportunity for brand recognition as you share your story with our engaged listeners.
And Frank and I are now offering Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Be Encouraged show with Lisa Ann.
I'm Frank.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, we're so glad to have you here today on Monday, because infusing hope and encouragement is a place that we excel in, right?
Yes, and today we have some very exciting guests. We are going to be not only unpacking the amazing things that they are doing in business here in the Colorado Springs community, but also personally. We've got an active duty spouse over 33 years that unpacking the challenges of what it's like to have to uproot year after year, and just her experience alone. I can't wait for you to hear about Tara and Miss Marika, who is from Latvia, and just talking about all her experiences on acclimating on foreign soil and all the challenges with not only the language, but just showing up confident. And what does that look like?
I know you're looking at her going, showing up confident.
Yeah, I mean, she's glowing.
Oh, my word,
Her
right?
beauty.
What am I missing here, right?
But it's a thing.
It's a thing.
Yes.
It is a thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, we provide a platform for entrepreneurs and community-focused individuals to expand their reach and have a positive impact in the Colorado Springs community. And we are joining you this morning live in Colorado Springs with these amazing guests. And if you want to join us internationally, go to our website and select International via Instagram, and you can join us from anywhere in the world.
So today's show is sponsored by Crescio, who offers to help entrepreneurs with pay what you can consultations. Yes, I did say pay what you can consultations to understand AI agents and use them to increase your sales and lower your overhead. So visit them at Crescio.com to learn more and check out the flyer we provided you later.
And also, our photographic wizard is in the room with her,
Yes,
Carrie Ann, and KO Photography.
Photography.
She does such a wonderful job. If you've been on my site on LinkedIn recently, you've seen some of the pictures she did for us last week. She can bring the same wonderful exposure to your business as well. Reach out to KO Photography.
Yes.
Yeah, who got the
All right. So let me introduce our panel host first, the beautiful Mrs. Tara Williams.
Yes.
So she,
Capital B.
Yes.
Thank you, Frank.
Yes. Yes, you did it. Own that compliment. So Tara is a certified image consultant and personal stylist, the owner of Style Elevation with Tara, based in Monument, Colorado, with a background in TV news and training from top stylist programs. She helps professional women refine their wardrobes and dress with confidence.
Indeed.
Offering services like color and body shape analysis, closet digitization, and I almost thought it was like diet, like how
Yes.
are you going to
No, I will digitize.
I like
I will
that. Okay.
digitize your closet.
She can digitize your closet and personal shopping. She appears regularly on Fox 21 Morning News and podcasts to share expert style insights. Her approach blends authenticity with practical tools, empowering women to align their style with personal and professional goals.
Indeed.
That was a
Welcome, Tara.
mouthful.
Yeah,
Thank you. It's
Woo.
good to be
I'm
here.
breathless. Do you want to introduce Marika since it's so...
Marika Dreyfus is right here, ladies
Yes.
and gentlemen. She's assistant manager and in-house stylist at Eve's Revolution Boutique on the west side of Colorado Springs, and works very closely with Tara in her business as well.
Yes.
So welcome, both of you.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good to be with you guys.
So glad to have you
And
here.
I had the honor of modeling with you both on Fox 21 News.
I know,
a
more
couple
than
of
once.
times.
Yes.
Yes. And that really boosted my confidence, I must say, because it really was my first time doing it.
Well, you both did amazing, and I was so grateful that there were people willing to dive in and just try something new. So
Yes.
you did great. You did great. It was a lot of fun, and I will employ your services again soon.
Well, and I love Eve's Revolution. I sported a couple of their dresses. I mean, gorgeous. What you have on is Eve's Revolution, right?
Yes.
So pretty.
Yeah, I know you guys are looking at Tara and going, 33 years as a military wife. What did you do, Miriam, when you were 7?
Nearly.
Right.
The years just click on by, right?
Right.
They
Yes.
just build up
Same.
before you know. Yeah, we've been married for 33 years.
Wow.
And he was an ROTC, so he commissioned right out of college, and we got married the year after he graduated from college. And I had one more year left of college. So he did a stint of 1 year he took off from the military, was at school with me. We lived in married student housing in like literally a 400 square foot apartment.
But you're
It
so
was
in love, you didn't
tiny.
need
Yeah, you
any
didn't care.
space.
No,
You're like, we're together.
it was a great. Yeah. Yeah. So it's been 33 years.
Wow.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank
I know
you.
it's not easy.
Not always easy,
Yeah.
and we were talking about this, but it is definitely a blend of huge blessings and challenges.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
it's in the midst of all of that 33 years of life and great memories have happened.
So what did you major in college?
Communications, broadcast journalism. So right out of college, I didn't follow the typical path of a TV reporter because I followed my husband's job. Our first assignment was in LA. You don't typically start in LA when you're in television.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I interned and I eventually found a job at the PBS station, and I produced, anchored, and wrote their little news briefs that aired between programming.
So PBS Kids, that program?
Well, it was KCET, which was
Okay.
the PBS station in Los Angeles.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they had different shows,
Yeah.
but then they would have live news briefs in between their programming in the evening.
Okay.
So I was the one who had to gather the stories, produce it, write it, decide what I was going to do, and then I would literally get on the air and control the teleprompter underneath the table as I was reading it. So that was my first job.
Yeah, PBS has been
Yeah.
in the news lately, so a lot of conversation around that, but we are not a political show, so we won't talk about
I
that.
won't bring it. It was just my first job.
I don't even watch the news, so I don't even know what you're talking
Well,
about.
good. You
Yeah.
don't need to. It's all awesome. Yeah.
I only know when I need to know because people then start inundating me with the information.
That's
like,
right.
okay, I needed to know this apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Then you can go back and read about it.
Yeah,
Yep,
exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, Marika, did I get it right that time?
Yes.
I did, right? Man, and so I am so stoked that I get a chance to meet you, young lady.
Oh, thank you.
And tell people about your track from Latvia to, did I say it right?
Latvia, almost.
Latvia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Latvia.
Latvia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Latvia.
Right on. I won't jack it up anymore. I probably will. Now, what was your track from Latvia to America?
Yeah. So I graduated university in Latvia. I finished tourism and hospitality management, and I have bachelor's degree in business administration.
Okay.
And so part of the program was to do internships all around the world. And
Where
so
this is going.
my good friend, yes. So my good friend encouraged me that we should come and do internship here. So we came here for a year.
Were you at the Broadmoor?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I worked in Broadmoor, and that's where I met my husband. He was working in Broadmoor as well, so we all were in the same group of friends. And then, so after my internship ended, I went home. We kept in touch, and so we were just talking for about a year, and then we were thinking, okay, what's next? And so the next was that he came over to Latvia and he proposed me, and then here I am.
Is he American? Or?
He is,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah. Is he military? Or?
No.
No.
No. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
He's not, but yeah, we've been married 11 years and we have a 6-year-old daughter, and life's good. Thank you.
11 years. You know, I got 39 years of marriage in.
Oh,
Yeah, 2 women, but still 39. If you add them up.
Yeah, 39. Yeah.
20 years the first time, now I've been married 19 years this year.
Oh, wow, you're coming up on your 20 year.
Yeah, I'm going to have 40 total. So
You've got to
yeah.
plan something big for that, you know,
I
Frank.
know, right?
So that means I
Yeah.
have 22 years under my belt.
Total.
If we're
Yeah.
doing it that way.
That's right. I think it counts. Totally counts.
Oh, it totally counts.
Maybe it counts double
Yeah.
and single. Maybe, I don't know.
I agree with that. I like your math, Sarah.
It took a double toll on you, didn't it?
Oh, it did, man. Woo! But the things I've learned, I mean, it's priceless.
That is the truth,
Life
isn't it?
lessons.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't
Oh,
know
yeah.
why life seems to be the hardest things are what we get the biggest golden nuggets
Let me
from.
tell you why. I'm glad you
Tell
asked.
me why.
Yes,
I mean,
he's our yoga
Yes.
in the room.
Well, really, because human beings were designed for challenge.
yeah.
Yeah, we push back from challenge, but we were designed for that. Real growth can only come from challenge.
Yeah.
You learn nothing from the good things that happen in your life. Those are just the good things that happen in your life. But the growth trajectory of a human requires challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why you have it so much.
Yeah.
Then I am really grown.
Yes, you are.
really grown.
So, Tara, I have a question for you.
Yes.
So you have 3 children that you birthed, correct?
Four that I birthed.
4 that you birthed,
Yes.
and a bonus son that you adopted.
A little guy we adopted when he was almost 2 from China.
So
Oh, my.
what?
Yeah.
How did that happen? Explain.
Well, yeah, that is an interesting story too. So when we lived here, the last time I worked for KOAA Channel 5, during Sweeps Week, they sent me to Denver and this is 27 years ago now.
Oh, my.
They sent me to Denver to do a series on this brand new up and coming adoption agency that was just exploding. And they were the largest, I believe, Chinese adoption agency in the United States at the time, and they had just exploded. So I was doing a whole series on them for Sweeps Week, interviewed the couple who started this, and they are a Chinese couple who came to the United States for STEM degrees, but felt like God put on their heart to facilitate adoptions from their country, China, into the United States. So that was their primary focus, was just China when they started.
Yeah.
And that's when I interviewed them. And I don't know how to describe it, but spending the day with them, I knew that that's what God had for our family.
No.
And so fast forward, we knew also that we wanted to adopt our last child, our youngest child we wanted to adopt, just because we were also very aware that adopted kids can have some challenges that are unique.
Oh yeah.
And we wanted the other kids in our home to be older, so that when we brought this child in who could have potential
Disruptive stuff.
behaviors,
Yeah.
that it would not then be detrimental to the other kids. So fast forward, we had kids. The military was moving us every year or two for
Oh,
the
my.
last, so we could not be in one place long enough to complete the adoption. When we got to DC, we knew we were going to be there for 3 or 4 years, and that gave us the window to start on the adoption.
Oh yeah.
So we started the adoption when we were in DC in 2016. No, we probably started in 2015. And then 2 weeks before the military moved us here, we traveled to China, completed the adoption, and moved back to Virginia in time to say we brought the child back to Virginia.
Yes.
So then we moved here. So
Wow.
that was the process.
Yeah.
So it just took 20 years. That was on our heart.
Yeah.
It took 20 years to find the right timing.
And how old is he now?
He's 10.
Oh yes.
Yeah, so he's been with us 8 years.
Yeah, my grandson just landed at Langley Air Force Base, Virginia. Yeah, his first duty assignment.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's how old?
How old is he?
Yeah.
19.
Oh,
He went to
okay.
college for 1 year, figured out that was not his pathway. 'Cause He
Okay.
was just drunk all the time. Sorry, Keenan, I just outed you. But
And so then he went into the
he won the
military.
Air Force. Yeah.
That's so great.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
so
my
great.
daughter Esther did the military too. She got out as soon as she
didn't know
could.
that.
But she needed that as
Yeah.
well. At
Yeah.
18 out the gate, she didn't choose, plan A or B, so plan C was the military. And it served her well. And she got out, but I mean, she did her time, and she was in New Mexico,
Oh,
Was
okay.
she at Kirkland?
Clovis.
Clovis.
Yeah.
That's where my son was born.
Really?
Randy. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You guys have known each other for how long?
I know,
A long time.
Oh,
You're still
God.
discovering
Yeah.
things.
There's still always new things to
Yes.
uncover.
Yeah.
She's still a mystery to me.
Yes. I'm still a mystery to John.
Yeah, I know, yeah, but I've known you longer than he has.
Yeah, that's true.
That's so great. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so young lady, you came here and I know meeting your husband was kind of the impetus for coming back and living in America. How has it been a transition for you coming from a land that, from your land to this land and trying to integrate in?
Yeah, so the hardest part was maybe during the internship, because I thought I've been learning English so long and I'm doing so great, and then when I got here I'm like, all right. So I had an amazing coworkers, and she was this she would always like have some funny jokes and slangs, and I have no idea what you're saying. I'm so sorry. I don't, and for a while I honestly I had also like a retail director. She was an amazing woman, and I was kind of like always smiling but kind of hiding, because I didn't want her to find out that half of it I don't understand. Because it's it's fast and you guys are putting jokes in, and it's just like okay, I think I got it, but I don't know. And so that was a little bit, but then just slowly, even around the group of friends, I felt like I just chose to be more often quiet, just to not say something, or just someone find out that I actually am not as fluent as I thought I was. So that was kind of a little setback. But then, there's no other language here, so I just, you speak every day, and and then it gets better and better, and still have ways to go, but...
We were outside, Lisa,
Yes.
and I met them at the door. I didn't hear an accent. I didn't really know you were from somewhere else until you came in the studio. Right? So you're doing incredibly well.
Thank you.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. It took me a bit of listening to you
Yeah.
before I detected an accent. So you're doing great.
Yeah.
Yes,
You
you're
are.
doing great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But there's so many great ways to leverage that as well. Because we're a curious people.
Yes.
I mean, Americans are curious, most of them. Some not so much, but curious to me
Yeah.
is something that sets you apart,
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely. And, with my husband, sometimes when I say what I should not say, I say, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
It's not my first language, and I didn't want it to be so rude. He knows it now better.
Yeah.
He's like, no. But it worked for the first couple of years.
You got 11 years in. So say, honey, I love you in your native tongue.
Este milo.
Aw.
That was it?
Yeah, that's it.
That almost sounds Spanish. Este mío,
Este milo.
este de mío.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's
Beautiful.
kind of,
Yeah,
it's
it's
kind of
very-
romantic touch to that,
It does.
right? Yeah. You kind of said it kind of romantic.
Yes, you did.
Thinking about your man.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Honey, I love you.
So I will say this: I moved to France cold turkey, like when I was 13, going on 14, and I lived there for 2 years, and I didn't speak a lick of French. I only knew no and toilette and oui. That was
What's
it.
the
Yeah.
No.
What's
No,
that?
no.
No.
Okay.
You just say it with an accent. And I was like, oh, I got this. No, oui, and toilette.
Yeah.
So, and that was like a big thing for me because I always have to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
But, moving there, same thing like he said, I was always curious. You look at it with a different lens when you're in a foreign land and you don't have any understanding, although you did understand English. I did not understand French. And I know what that feels like to like be really curious, because you're noticing things here on American soil, I'm sure, that most people aren't thinking about. Mm-hmm. Like what's different in the grocery stores, all the things, right?
Yeah. Well, when my husband visited a couple times me in Latvia, then he would always say, okay, so the biggest difference for him as American coming there would be like, you guys don't have free refills, and he was not happy about that. And then the public bathrooms, it's a big problem.
Oh, yes.
You have to like, you need to know where you're going and where is your next stop. So those were his two biggest complaints.
Were the Latvian guys chick that you married an American dude?
I bet they were. How old were you when you got married?
We got married, so I did my internship when I was 24, and I think we were already married. 26 when we got married. Yeah, 26. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's 37 and taken, so sorry.
Oh my God.
Thought I'd throw that in for free. Right? So I don't want any calls. Or anything like that. Back to you, Tara.
Yes, you've got great things happening in business.
We have, there are a lot of really fun things happening, a lot of new things happening, and Marika is a huge part of that.
Talk about this.
Yeah, so the project that we're working on together right now, and I have roped her into so many things, so thank you for that.
Thank you.
But the thing we're working on right now is our membership. So we will have a style membership, and the reason that we did that was because working on with me one-on-one can be time or cost prohibitive. Mm-hmm. And I truly believe that if you can get your wardrobe figured out, it brings confidence, and confidence is like a steamroller, right?
Yes, it is.
So if that's one area that we can help people in to bring confidence, I want to do it, and I want to make it available to as many people as possible, regardless of price point. So the membership creates an opportunity for more people to get involved. So we have, do you want to tell them the different elements of what we have for the membership? I'll let you cover that.
So
She's like, oh my gosh.
Thank you.
So we're gonna do a weekly video, just covering the week subject of the week. Yeah. Then we're gonna have a closed group where we're gonna be sending out like outfit suggestions with the links, so you can right away, if you love the look, you just press and shop for it. Then we're gonna have a monthly call where we're gonna just talk about, like, we will answer all the questions. We can talk about anything during those calls, but definitely like cover all the questions what was asked, or maybe where we feel like we need to talk more about. And
they'll have, each of those monthly live calls has a topic. So, for instance, there's spring dressing, or switching your winter clothes to spring clothes is one of the topics, right? So we'll have a conversation and kind of a little teaching time at the beginning of each of those monthly calls, but then we'll have plenty of time for people to ask any kind of style, wardrobe question they might have, and it just provides a way for people to ask two stylists their questions and be able to get personalized answers.
Wow.
That's great.
And then we have another way people can reach us and get a personalized question answered in 48 hours. We have an app, so people can reach out to us that way. And if they, I'm looking for a dress for my child's graduation, well, send me a picture of the one you're thinking of, and we can give you an answer in 48 hours or
love
less.
that. And is the call individual, or is it a whole group of women, or it could be men too, right? You do both?
Yeah.
So it's just everyone on the call, or is it one-to-one?
It's however you feel comfortable. It's always you can reach us, whether Tara or me, we're in the same platform, but then also as a group, which is always better, because a lot of times many people would have the same question,
Yes,
or they would
similar,
like
yeah.
to see, or they may learn something from your question.
Yes.
So the
absolutely.
live call is always a group call.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can reach out to us in a group setting via the app, via email, or you can reach out to us individually with an individual question privately. But the call once a month is for everybody.
I love that. And you're
Yeah.
going around the whole U.S.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
It is all based online, so it is not dependent on living in the Colorado Springs area.
Yeah.
Genius.
Yeah, there's is there geographical differences in what ladies want to wear, say, i.e. East Coast, West Coast, Colorado, etc.?
Well, we know there's different cultures, and
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sure this is something that you've really noticed. There are such vastly different cultures in different parts of the United States, and I
Yes.
certainly know that from living in lots of
Me
different
too.
places. So, yes, so what someone is doing and wearing in Florida right now is very different than someone in Colorado when we're about to get more snow this week.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
So, but we can address. I think between the two of us, we're familiar with different dressing styles, so we can answer questions regardless of where people live. I mean, I've had clients who are virtual only. I've had clients who are not based here. And you just have to know the area that they're in. You have to know what their particular lifestyle is. And those are all questions that can be answered as a group, but also individually if there's something more specific.
I get that. I mean,
Yeah.
well, like me, for example, I'm married to a dance instructor and we do showcases. And I mean, my closet, I have two different types of closets. One is for, you know, the dance situation because I've got these gowns and, you know, different outfits, right? And then I've got my day-to-day stuff.
Yeah.
So, you know, and then you probably have other people who have different things that they're into too, right? Like maybe costuming.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
so each individual is
So different.
You
Yeah.
have personality, you have lifestyle, you have geography.
Yes.
And all of that plays into what makes a workable wardrobe.
Do you
for a
help with
person.
organization too?
A little bit. And we have worked on closets together.
Yeah.
And I would say we're not going to leave your closet an absolute mess, but that is our primary objective, is to make sure that you have the pieces you need to pull together outfits that make you look and feel great. We're not going to, you're going to be able to find what you need, and you're not going to be sorting through things that you absolutely wouldn't wear to get to the things you are. But we are not organizers, we're
Right.
stylists.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
there's a
thank you for
slight
staying in
difference.
your lane.
Yeah. No,
Right.
that's why I asked. Because some people would question that.
Yeah,
you know,
Yeah,
so-
absolutely.
But we can give some amazing tips about how to organize your own closet.
Yeah.
Like, what do you do? How do you do it? We'll see if we have interest in that. We can talk the whole week about the tips, how to make it work, and what do you not need anymore. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if there is this just made this off the top of my head, just thinking about, I have some great friends who are professional organizers.
Right.
And so if we get questions, I think we have a ton of information about how to organize because we're in that space of a closet a lot. But there are people that we have access to who that is their lane.
Yeah.
And we can always have, if we know that that's an interest of the group, we can always have them on as a guest.
Yeah, it's great collaboration.
yeah.
Another collaborative time,
Yep.
right? Yeah. So, young lady, why do you care about this? Why is this a place where you exert your energy and things?
It's just been since I was a teenager. I just always loved, I love dressing up, and even I remember when with my sister, I have 6 years younger sister, we would play dress ups, and I would take pictures of her like different outfits, and just kind of a fun way. I always loved that, and it's just where but country where in Latvia, back then the stylist was not a profession.
Yeah.
Now it's
are.
different, yes. And so that's why the route that I went was completely different. But when I came here, it was always in my heart. Even when I got hired to Eve's and I had my interview, I said, I would love to work for the store, but eventually I would like to be a stylist. I just had no idea how it's going to happen, but I said it.
Put it out there.
And I did.
Now
And
look.
then I met Tara, and we met in a boutique, and she gave me her business card, and she said, I'm a personal stylist. I'm just starting my business. Yeah. And then, so then from there, I reached later on, and she gave me, I was like, oh, this is so cool. I always wanted to do that. And I just kind of, did my own thing. And then later on, I reached out to her and I said, this is what I always wanted to do. Do you mind sharing? Where did you get your certification? And this is something what I love to do too. And and that's how it all started.
I love it.
And she is so skilled as a stylist. So I know if we're working together, I have zero, I'm so good to say, I totally trust what
so
you're going to do
cool.
with the client, what you're going to do. She's the one who is picking out all of the clothes, all of the shopping links for our membership. And it's so nice to know, it has my company name on it.
Yes.
Obviously,
Oh, yeah.
right? So I care
Exactly.
about it deeply.
Yeah.
But I have zero concern just to say whatever she does is going to be great.
Well, I got to say this because I have hands-on experience with both of them. So we were getting ready for the Fox 21 News, and it was so cool because you guys put me in a store, and they care about what I feel confident in. And it was very apparent because those outfits, I'm petite, there's so much that doesn't look good on me. And you knew that other store, it was not going to work. And it was a little awkward, but you guys stuck up for me as a client because you wanted me to feel good on Fox 21 News as a model. And we went to a different store and you guys found me something else that I looked amazing in. I felt confident. I felt great. And you didn't go to the other place because it was just out of respect for me to feel confident. And I appreciated that.
And there is so much that you look amazing in. It would have been
you.
such a disservice to not show off how amazing you look in these beautiful dresses. So selfish that I wanted you to look great
But
too.
that's what you're good at, though, is you knew my body type, and you're like, no. And then you both had worked with me before, so you're like, no, let's get her these. And it worked.
And
I
you
felt
looked
great.
great.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
looked great.
Yeah.
Wow, that is so cool. Yeah, I'm just sitting here going, wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, you're quite a dapper guy yourself.
Oh,
there,
yeah, he
Frank.
is.
Yeah, you know your way around a closet.
I do.
But there's a
I do.
backstory to that. Tell them your backstory on why
Oh.
you dress so fashionable now.
Oh, I was so poor coming out, right? Didn't have anything, so we came up in abject poverty in the South, and our schools didn't even integrate until I was in 8th grade, and I'm the second of 15 children. So
Wow, I
yeah,
didn't know
15 kids as well. Yeah, so we didn't have stuff. So I made a vow, an internal vow, that when I could afford my own clothes, I would never look shabby again.
And you
that's the
don't.
reason. Yeah.
Yeah.
that's
You
the
look
reason.
great. Every
And
time
he's
I see
always, and he's known for it in
Yeah.
community, too.
Yeah. So it's not to impress anyone.
No.
It's to feel good about me,
Yeah.
right? Because of my background.
It is a tool that we have at our disposal that is, I think, far more powerful than is given credit for sometimes.
It is.
true.
It is.
Yeah.
And speaking, that's a great segue.
Yes.
You know, you're so amazing. Yeah.
I segue
I'm so
something
glad
I
I know her. Right.
I'm honored to know her, too. That's why I'm like, what do you need? I'm there.
See, and so what's one's track? When did you start Style Elevation with Tara? And what was the impetus for that start? Because this is some hard stuff.
This is some deep stuff. So, yeah, because again, it's so much deeper than I felt like starting a business.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah.
So, as a military spouse, I was saying, it came with challenges. And one of the challenges is that because we move so often, I didn't ever feel like I had a time that I could dig into a career. I had to stop my broadcasting career because they moved us to Japan. They moved us to Germany.
Where were you in Japan?
We were in Misawa, which is the very northern part of the
I
same
know where it is.
island.
I was in the Air Force as well.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
so I was on Okinawa.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we were very different climates,
Yeah.
right? We were in the snow and mountains.
Right.
Yeah, it was beautiful. But because of all of that moving around, it was really hard for me to have any kind of career. And I was so overwhelmed, I think, with the moving and the kids. I was very involved with our church, and that was my outlet of expression. But when we moved here and we knew it was going to be permanent, I just took a step back and I just had this moment of, God, what do you want to do with this chapter of my life? And if I could do anything, I didn't have to earn money. Like, I didn't want to have the money part of it, part of what factored in, because I wanted to be able to dream big.
Yes.
And just see what God would put in my heart.
Yes.
I've always loved mentoring women. That has been the consistency since I was a teenager, probably. And I love empowering women. So I knew it had something to do with those two things. And I love, just like Marika, right? I've loved clothes and the beauty of clothes and creativity. So I married those two things. I had heard about this as a career in my 30s and went, people get paid for that?
Yeah.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
So I had actually
fun.
started to plan for this business back before we moved for Japan, and then we got short orders to Japan, so that kind of went on the shelf for 15 years, and then when I started to dream again, I brought it back off the shelf and just said,
Did you say dream again?
dream
Yes.
again. I know. Dream again. That is
moment
part
of promotion.
dream again. And that is so powerful, right? When we allow ourselves to dream, it infuses hope and
Yes.
vision. And so I did. I allowed
That's why
myself
she's
to
one of
dream
our
again.
sponsors. She gets our mission to infuse hope and encouragement.
And it is really true.
Yeah.
That's the stuff of life.
It is. It's deep.
So that is, so when I finally figured out, okay, God, I think that this might be an avenue. I can use my giftings. I can empower women. I can make a practical difference in people's lives. So then I got my certificates. I went back to school, got all of my styling certificates, spent almost a year styling people for free, just so I didn't want to charge anyone. Like, I'm learning on you, but I'm going to pay. I'm going to make you pay money. So I spent a year styling friends, family, whoever would let me work in their closet, whoever would let me create outfits,
Great.
the whole thing, whatever I was going to offer. And then I think I had my first paying client two years ago last November.
I think we remember talking about that.
Yeah.
Yeah? Isn't that
Yeah.
awesome?
Yeah.
It has been a really fun journey, and this membership that we're doing it's a growth of that vision. Like, that's not what I really was thinking of when I started, but there's so many different ways.
It's
to
expansion. It's growth. You've got this flexibility in your mind for it, which is great, because a lot of business owners don't. They just start with the model and stick with it, and if it's not working, they still stick with it. You know,
Until it's over.
yeah, and then it's like stagnant waters, but yours, you have like the ebb and flow of the ocean almost with what
You know,
you're
you
doing.
talk about God and how He's kind of directed His path, right? For you. That's one of the things you and I talked about earlier on. Isn't it incredible that in the beginning He created? And so that means that you and I are creators.
Yeah.
And when we stop creating, a lot of times we stop growing. We should always be looking for avenues to create something.
Say it, Frank.
Right?
Yes.
Right.
So good.
That's why I love working with Lisa,
good.
because you have such a creative heart And mine, she's always calling, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? What do you think? I'm
It's true.
That's so great. That is so great.
She's amazing in that
And
space.
I
Yeah.
think our God is a God of beauty.
Yeah.
He
So
is. Well, look.
create beauty is so.
Yes.
And we have 3 incredible examples of that. 4. She's just not on.
Yeah, she's not on the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking exactly about that because you have followed, and it took you a while because of all the detours to get to this place, but you're exactly where he designed you to be.
Completely.
Right? You even looked that part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. The journey is this way and this
yeah.
way, and
Entrepreneurship.
and we're certainly not landed right, but
No.
in the middle of not knowing, like, there were so many years there were decades that I felt like I know there's more different that I was built for, but right now in those years so much of my focus was
Kids.
my family.
Yeah, family.
And I knew that had to be and needed to be my priority. We didn't have time for anything else.
Yeah.
But I always had this yearning of, I know there's something more beyond this.
Yes.
And I feel like right now what's happening is beginning to express some of that, what I didn't even know was there. I knew there was something. I didn't know what it was, but I'm beginning to live out some of what it was.
Yes, you are.
You are.
And it's been a lot of fun. I mean, I would have never met you guys.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I would have never met Marika.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
so that's part of the wonderful part of this journey too, is exposure to yet a whole nother group of people.
Yes.
I would have never had the opportunity to meet. So
And you talked about as being a military spouse and all the moves and all the people that you met and stuff. That was the number one thing that was the hardest for me to give up when I chose to leave my prior marriage as an Air Force wife was my mental health versus this military family that I was so close to. And I loved the feeling of belonging. And that is what the military gave me. I loved that. And you have that in you, that giving spirit that comes with the military families, right?
it's been, again, it's one of the blessings of
It is.
being a military spouse and
Yes.
military family.
Right.
Yeah. So Colonel Williams. Yes.
Great guy.
He's a great guy.
Handsome guy too.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Look, he's married her.
Yeah, he has to get this one.
I was looking at his college baseball pictures the other day. They are pretty amazing.
Pretty amazing.
High stuff back in the day. Huh? She still blushes over you, Colonel.
Yes, it's so cute.
Is your hubby tall?
Oh yeah, he's 6'4".
Oh, okay.
Really
Yeah.
tall.
Yeah. Yeah, he had to be. My son's 6'3", and I was telling her that my daughter-in-law was 6 foot.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, kind of like I noticed you wearing flats.
Yeah, I always wear flats.
You always wear flats because you're
All
so
of my
tall.
tall girlfriends do that.
Yeah.
Wear
Yeah.
flats.
Yeah. So is your husband really supportive of this space that you're in?
He just wants me to be happy, you know.
Love him already.
Yeah, he's a really sweet guy, and he's just gonna, supports me in any of my decisions, and he's just happy that I'm
That
kind
you're
of following
happy.
my dream. Yeah, and we're trying something new. We're doing something exciting, and yeah.
I think she has a daughter. Her daughter's name is Sophie. I think Sophie might end up being the next style assistant.
Yes.
Is she loving it?
Oh my
Gosh,
gosh.
she loves shopping. Loves shopping, loves dressing up. And this morning we're late for school because Mama needs to put makeup on. I need to put makeup on.
Yeah.
And yeah, so she just loves all that, which is big. It's a lot of fun. Then we both dress up. We do mommy and me here and there just for pictures. We don't go out too crazy, but just for memories.
That's so awesome.
Daughters are so special.
Yeah.
They are, yeah. I have 5 children. Yeah, 2 are in heaven, and 3 are living. Yeah, so 2 daughters and a son, and 13 grandchildren.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that's so great.
It's
Yes.
more fun than a man should be allowed
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
have.
And I can't remember, are they in Colorado?
Well, my youngest daughter just moved to Florida about 2
Okay.
years ago. Darn it! She was just here last week with the youngest 1-year-old baby and
So
stuff.
cute.
Yeah, I miss her so much.
Yeah.
I really do. My other 2 kids live in Denver, so they're close enough we can see them. Far enough away they can't drop their children
Yes.
off.
Exactly.
Perfect, I tell you.
Well, and he specifically moved into a townhouse where there's no room.
No room to
in.
move back.
Sorry.
No guest room.
Yes.
No guest room.
Yeah.
Well, you do have a guest room, but the closet's full of your suits. Right?
But there's a bed. She was in there.
Oh, okay.
She was in the guest room.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just had to rearrange a little bit.
Exactly. They don't make it too comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't
Yeah.
get too comfortable.
Yeah.
It's a flight.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
I love it. I don't have grandkids yet.
Yeah. I can wait, but yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to
My
it.
kids got the memo. The only reason we had them were to have them.
So they gave you 13. Do
Yeah,
you think
that's pretty good.
might you have more?
No.
So you think 13?
Matter of fact, my son-in-law had his vasectomy reversed so that they could have the last 2 kids together.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Aw.
He's 50 years old. My son-in-law. He's much older than my daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we're done.
Okay,
But you
13 is a
never
pretty
know.
good number.
Yeah.
Crazier things have happened,
Yeah.
right? Both my daughters were born after my vasectomy.
Yeah.
Oh,
My
yeah.
youngest one. Look at her.
Yeah. It's not 100%. I'm always telling my daughter that.
yeah.
Because me and my husband are talking about vasectomy, so that's why I'm like, oh gosh.
You should close both stores.
Yeah.
Yours and his.
Yeah, it works 98.3% of the time.
Yeah.
I'll just have 1.7. And I'm so glad.
Yeah.
Because I was
Yeah.
25 years old. It was stupid of me to do it then. And God overrode my dumb decision
Yeah.
and gave me babies.
He's so
anyway.
smart.
Yeah. I'm so dumb. He's not. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm just agreeing with what you said. Well, as humans, we think we know things, but we
Yeah.
don't.
That is
Oh,
true.
wow, look at the time.
Yeah. Get them.
All right. So, I will start with you.
Okay.
Since you're our panel host, as you know, we're all about infusing hope and encouragement to the world. So I would like you to look at that camera and encourage the world and then let them know how to reach you.
Okay, I didn't. You should have told me this ahead of time. But
Third time.
I know
know.
I forgot this is part
Okay.
of
We
it.
love not
So
telling people.
I just firmly believe this. Every single human being has gifts to give the world. And this is what I tell my kids. If you don't show up as 100% of who you are, the rest of us lose out on it.
Yes.
Right? So I always tell my kids, show up with your opinions, show up with your gifting, show up with whatever it is, because then the rest of us get the benefit of all of you. So show up 100% as you. We all will reap the benefit of that, and you can reach me by going to my website, styleelevationwithtara.com, and all our information is there.
Mic drop. Your turn.
Okay.
Look at that camera and encourage the world.
Oh, well, it's just going to be short. So a few weeks ago, we went to this amazing women's summit. And so one of the speakers said this phrase. She said that confidence is the accessory that works with everything. And that really stuck with me.
Bam.
Yes.
Wow.
Who
So,
said that?
I love that.
Judge, and I'm so sorry, I don't
Oh,
remember
yes.
the
Yep. You maybe aren't supposed to say her name anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
so
good,
that's
good. There you go. I'm horrible with names.
That's
Okay.
great.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that really stuck to me, and then big part of the confidence that we can help with that a little bit with helping how to put clothes together, with giving little tips and suggestions, and that's what we're planning on doing for next few months together.
Exciting.
Yeah.
We're so glad. And also give her a visit at Eve's Revolution Boutique.
Yes, in Old Colorado City.
Indeed.
Yes. And they have ladies' parties there too, right? Tell them about that real quick.
So we can do private shopping, we can do shopping events, we can do birthday parties. We're having a big event this Saturday coming up. It's called Spring Fling. So we will have a little discount, little bubbles, and then we will have
As in champagne?
yes.
Yes. The bubbles, ladies.
Yes, and we will we'll have like a special guest there, and then we also have a wine bar in the back of our store, and we will be hosting Manitou Springs Winery. So there's going to be degustation with charcuterie boards. So it's just kind of like a lot of fun where you can shop and meet new people, or just come with your friends and have a good Saturday, even though we'll see what's happening
Awesome. And
with the
so,
weather.
do you have anything coming up at all that you want to announce?
Well, our membership opens up officially tomorrow.
Okay. On your website?
On the website.
Okay.
Yeah, so sign up for that. That's the big thing.
All right, ladies.
All
You heard
of you
it.
need to be members of
Yes.
it. Each and every one of you. So yes, good job. Thank you.
Good to be here.
Yeah, we'll be back with show 2 in a moment.
Hello, I'm Frank, and this is
Lisa.
We want to welcome you to the Be Encouraged Show, where each week we reach an audience of 45,000 potential listeners
And growing.
across our social platforms and guest networks. Our mission is simple yet profound: to spread hope and encouragement, connecting our audience with stories that uplift and inspire.
So, whether you're a business owner looking to expand your reach or someone eager to share your journey of impact, our platform is designed to highlight the positive differences we can all make.
Getting involved with our show is easy and rewarding. First, you get to be a guest on this show. This is a fantastic opportunity for brand recognition as you share your story with our engaged listeners.
And Frank and I are now offering Q&A Mastermind monthly sessions. And these are not just informative experiences, but we actually help with your business on strategic insights and provide a supportive group setting.
Oh, yes, we do, don't we? And if you're looking to drive targeted lead generation, consider sponsoring our show. We offer multiple tiers and customizable options to fit your marketing needs perfectly.
We have had over 350 guests, and they have been able to brand themselves and share all the goodness that they are doing here in community.
And it's not just about numbers. Our approach opens up a space for vulnerability, helping our guests genuinely connect with audiences. This authentic interaction is a powerful catalyst for community and business growth. Take, for example, we have partners here at Be Encouraged, and since getting involved with our platform, they've seen a staggering 900% growth in just 7 months here in the Springs.
So if you're ready to make a significant impact, join us today at beencouraged.net.
And let's make the world a more hopeful and connected place, one story at a time.
From my dad's 40-year grind as an immigrant mechanic to personal traumas such as my mom's suicide attempts, I know life's hurdles. That's why Crescio's mission is to empower the underprivileged right here in Colorado Springs. Are you struggling with sales? We'll help with leads and conversions. Or are you overwhelmed? We'll help with automating your tasks and optimizing your business for staffing. Are you ready to transform? Scan today to start.
Hello, I'm Frank, and this is
Lisa.
We want to welcome you to the Be Encouraged Show, where each week we reach an audience of 45,000 potential listeners
And growing.
across our social platforms and guest networks. Our mission is simple yet profound: to spread hope and encouragement, connecting our audience with stories that uplift and inspire.
So, whether you're a business owner looking to expand your reach or someone eager to share your journey of impact, our platform is designed to highlight the positive differences we can all make.
Getting involved with our show is easy and rewarding. First, you get to be a guest on this show. This is a fantastic opportunity for brand recognition as you share your story with our engaged listeners.
And Frank and I are now offering Q&A mastermind monthly sessions. And these are not just informative experiences, but we actually help with your business on strategic insights and provide a supportive group setting.
Oh, yes, we do, don't we? And if you're looking to drive targeted lead generation, consider sponsoring our show. We offer multiple tiers and customizable options to fit your marketing needs perfectly.
We have had over 350 guests, and they have been able to brand themselves and share all the goodness that they are doing here in community.
And it's not just about numbers. Our approach opens up a space for vulnerability, helping our guests genuinely connect with audiences. This authentic interaction is a powerful catalyst for community and business growth. Take, for example, we have partners here at Be Encouraged, and since getting involved with our platform, they've seen a staggering 900% growth in just 7 months here in the Springs.
So if you're ready to make a significant impact, join us today at beencouraged.net.
And let's make the world a more hopeful and connected place, one story at a time.
From my dad's 40-year grind as an immigrant mechanic to personal traumas such as my mom's suicide attempts, I know life's hurdles. That's why Crescio's mission is to empower the underprivileged right here in Colorado Springs. Are you struggling with sales? We'll help with leads and conversions. Or are you overwhelmed? We'll help with automating your tasks and optimizing your business for staffing. Are you ready to transform? Scan today to start.
Hello, I'm Frank, and this is
Lisa.
We want to welcome you to the Be Encouraged Show, where each week we reach an audience of 45,000 potential listeners
And growing.
across our social platforms and guest networks. Our mission is simple yet profound: to spread hope and encouragement, connecting our audience with stories that uplift and inspire.
So, whether you're a business owner looking to expand your reach or someone eager to share your journey of impact, our platform is designed to highlight the positive differences we can all make.
Getting involved with our show is easy and rewarding. First, you get to be a guest on this show. This is a fantastic opportunity for brand recognition as you share your story with our engaged listeners.
And Frank and I are now offering Q&A Mastermind monthly sessions. And these are not just informative experiences, but we actually help with your business on strategic insights and provide a supportive group setting.
Oh, yes, we do, don't we? And if you're looking to drive targeted lead generation, consider sponsoring our show. We offer multiple tiers and customizable options to fit your marketing needs perfectly.
We have had over 350 guests, and they have been able to brand themselves and share all the goodness that they are doing here in community.
And it's not just about numbers. Our approach opens up a space for vulnerability, helping our guests genuinely connect with audiences. This authentic interaction is a powerful catalyst for community and business growth. Take, for example, we have partners here at Be Encouraged, and since getting involved with our platform, they've seen a staggering 900% growth in just 7 months here in the Springs.
So if you're ready to make a significant impact, join us today at beencouraged.net.
And let's make the world a more hopeful and connected place, one story at a time.
Hi, welcome back to the Be Encouraged Show. I'm Frank.
I'm Lisa.
And we're so glad to have you on a Monday afternoon. We will make your Monday better.
Yes.
Yeah. We have some incredible guests with us this afternoon. Glad to bring my dear friend Robert Kittridge back on. I've known him for so long, and he probably doesn't even know this, but he's instilled things in my life that only he could have done at the time that he's done it. So thank you, my friend. I appreciate who you are in our community.
I received that.
Yes, yeah. And Robert's been dealing with a heart condition, AFib, for the last year or so. Challenging part of his life that he's walking through, even now, right?
No, we're over it.
You're over it.
We are over it. We're moving forward into a different energy now, which I believe that was all about. So
Yes.
Yeah.
Very
All right.
good.
yeah,
So I'll see you
Yeah.
back in the dance studio soon.
maybe, who knows?
Yes. Come on, Robert.
Crazier things have happened. Get a jig. And Tura Marks, I get a chance to meet her this morning. She has radiates personality.
Yes, she does.
She does. Yeah,
I feel very encouraged right now.
And she was so open and honest and transparent with us as we were prepping. To mention she's going deeper. One of the difficult things in her life is just going deeper with realizing who she is, why she is, and why anyone should care, right? And creating space in the places of her design. So thank you
so
both for being with us.
Thank you. I'm excited to finally make it.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
Yeah. We had a
Didn't know what I had.
big bar and steel to get this guy on the studio.
Didn't know how to get.
I did have to nudge him a couple times via text.
You did.
but
It's just
yeah.
all things come to me in time
Yes.
when they're ready.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So real quick, before we do a deep dive into our amazing guests, we want to say thank you so much to our platinum sponsor, Crescio, for this show. When you get Pay What You Can consultation with them, you can learn how to leverage AI agents to penetrate the noisy market, lower your overhead, and increase your sales.
Indeed.
Genius. Who doesn't need that?
I know, right? Yeah.
So visit them at cressio.com to learn more.
Pay what you can consultation. And also a big shout out to our in-house technician,
Yes.
photographer, and all things awesome, Carrie Ann with KO Photography. If you need your photography needs met, please reach out to Carrie at KO.
Yeah.
That's your website, right?
Yep.
KO Photography.
Yes.
OH, yeah. KO Photography.
Exactly.
Right.
Well done.
Yeah, she does a great job with us in the studio as
Yes, she
well
does.
as one of our producers. So thank you for being here, young lady. You ready? Mm-hmm. This is Lisa Sennett. She's taking her tea right now.
I love my tea.
She does, yeah. Her husband John loves her tea and her.
He makes my tea. He spoils me. He does.
Frank, you didn't get the memo because we're all.
Yeah.
Like
No,
blue.
you
You have the
didn't.
name tag.
He did put the name tag. He has different
You
colors.
didn't get the memo.
I didn't get the memo.
We showed up
I
at an
missed the
event that
memo.
we spoke at recently,
Yeah.
and we walk in and we both have the same color,
Yeah.
and we never coordinate.
We
right?
don't.
But almost everything that we go to, it just ends up that way.
It ends up that way. And I
Yeah.
just laugh. I'm like, of course
I love
you're in
that.
green. Or whatever it is.
Right. Let me introduce these amazing humans to you, if I could.
Yeah.
Robert Kittridge is a transformational change agent and leadership coach focused on unlocking human potential with decades, which means he's old, of experience.
Yes. I'll own that. I'll own that.
Seasoned.
I like well seasoned.
Lots of
Right?
wisdom.
From one old guy to another. Let's rock it.
I love it.
He, with decades of experience in leadership development, he specializes in guiding individuals and teams through profound shifts using human design and gene keys. Gene, not what you're wearing. But anyway, his approach fosters self-awareness, authentic expression, and empowered decision-making, driving sustainable personal and professional growth. Passionate about creating environments where clarity, collaboration, and confidence thrive. 3 C's. You see how we did that?
Yeah, I like that.
Introduce Tora.
All right. Is it Turu?
However you like to sing
How
it.
do you-
Just sing it.
Sing it.
Turu.
That's it.
Okay.
There we go.
So Turu Marks, from acting and music to energy healing, she guides transformation with sound healing, hypnosis, quantum healing, Pilates, I love Pilates, and breath work, helping others find balance and clarity.
All right.
Thank you.
Sounds like guys
Welcome.
got
I like that.
something
Who
in-
wrote that?
Yeah, who wrote that? That's good.
Pretty good.
It's
Robert.
probably our team. What did you?
We collaborate.
Oh, okay, collaborate. Okay.
I like her.
Her breath work is amazing.
Is
so that's,
it?
yeah.
I
Thank you.
know that's very powerful.
It is very. It's not for the faint of heart,
No.
Yeah.
so to
Yeah.
speak. It's deep work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like deep work.
Yeah.
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 both do.
I like it too.
I resonate with deepness.
Yeah.
Right? Before we go to our panel host, Mr. Kittridge, I have to ask you, where in the world did that name come from, young lady? That's a name
I can't
I've
take
never
credit for it. My mom loved an author named Herman Hesse. He was, I think, most famous for Siddhartha and Damien. So it was the name of a character in this book that was a mystic. He created rain and saved the village, and yet he was this kind of deep wanderer, seeker of truth. So it just so happened that I resonate with that name.
No
Thanks,
doubt.
Mom.
I'm going, are
Thanks,
you
Mom.
describing yourself?
Pretty much. My mom must have had a psychic download.
Mom had a psychic download.
And she says she did, actually. She said it just came to her.
Really?
So, yeah, it was... I guess I'm just fated for this path.
Yeah.
I've never heard that. That's good.
Yeah.
How many kids, siblings do you have?
I am the one and the only.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. When
Yes.
you start at that level, why move?
Yeah, exactly.
They couldn't have handled more of me.
Your
They would've
mom
been
was like,
oh
and
no.
we're done. This is
She's
enough.
like, yeah, one's enough.
Oh man, so many iterations of life for you, my friend, over the years and etc. Give our people that are looking at our show today a snapshot of Robert Kittridge and some highlights of the journey.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, to start, I think it's we all start a foundation. We all start where we grew up, our family of origin, whatever you want to call it. Mine was abusive. It was physical, mental, and abuse. My stepfather was a Vietnam veteran, undiagnosed PTSD, alcoholic. I don't, you know the story,
Yeah.
right? And for many years, I thought I was stupid. I mean, honestly. And so much so when I graduated high school that I barely slid underneath the bar, right, to get my diploma, was I couldn't go to college because, like, who wanted me? And so there was a lot of that theme as I went through a lot of my younger life, really searching for somebody to empower me or to acknowledge me or to even see me, right? And then 3 marriages and multiple relationships, multiple jobs. I mean, just all kinds of different stuff because I never could find where I fit. And then I figured I didn't. So, and that's okay because I'm not meant to fit. I'm meant to stand out. And that, for me, was the aha. Was the yeah, okay, I'm weird. I'll take that. I'll own that. And I brought a book today. We'll talk a little bit about purpose if we get there. But I'm here to bring that out in the world. It's called the Incarnation Law of Demands. And I'm here to demand the best. And not demand like beat it out of whatever, but hold a standard for those to step into and walk with what I'm calling the traveler's conversation now is the program I have. And it's everybody is traveling. We're all looking for some kind of truth, right? And that's where I was. I was looking for what I didn't even know I was looking for. And it was inside all the time, where I was spending most of my time looking out there. I was looking for different jobs or schools or books or people or finding my value in it was, a perfect life.
And you were a firefighter once, right?
For 30 years.
Wow.
Yeah, I actually did that. My second marriage, her father was the chief of security fire department. Actually started that department back in the 50s.
Wow.
And so when we lived in security and I worked at his garage as a mechanic, and that's where I went after high school, was to be a mechanic, because any dummy can turn a wrench, right? That's kind of where I went into. Now I'm realizing that it was perfect path for me.
Yeah.
And I went one night to appease him because he kept telling me, boy, you need to serve your community. You need to serve. I'm like, I have no desire to run into burning buildings, see bleeding people, and any of that stuff, right?
Yeah.
No desire. And I went one night to find out what it is, just to appease, and walked out with boots, bunker gear, and a helmet, and a career of 30 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
Yeah.
that's incredible. Thank you for your service at that. I know
Yeah.
you
You're
probably
Very
had a lot.
appreciative. of
It was an amazing time. Did I see things? Yeah. But I met some of the most amazing people. And
Yeah.
that's really what, leaving that I miss is not the stuff, but the people,
Yes. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. 30 years as a firefighter. Yeah, serving community. We so appreciate.
Yeah, and
that.
that's really an underlying for me is service. That's
Yeah.
one of my discoveries is underlying my design. We've talked about design a lot.
Yeah.
Is service. I'm meant to be grounded when I serve. That's what grounds me.
So I'm kind of cheating here because I know you and you're my dearest friend too. So talk about how you poured back into the fire departments. You went back, right?
Oh, many times.
Yeah, so talk about, I love your give back with them.
Well, after I retired, I served as a facilitator and instructor. I worked for a couple different companies, going back in teaching emergency management. But now what I'm doing is going back into not only fire service, but law enforcement.
Yes.
With the human design. It's a program developed with a friend of mine called Adhara, and it's all about awareness. It's all about coming into who we are. It's all about communicating at a different level, because we're moving to a different level as a society, as a culture, as a world. These old ways that we used to teach, nothing wrong with them, but for the most part, a lot of those have now time to fall away and mutate into something new, and that's I think that's maybe what you were talking
Yes,
about.
no,
Okay.
I think it's great because. So how are you meeting them at a level? Because they're going through so much, being in the front line. So how does it serve them by the services you're giving them?
Great question. Well, I'll talk about. So I worked with Summit County Sheriff's Office, and one of the main things we uncovered was vulnerability. Because they have this, law enforcement, I have to be tough, and, I can't be, and I can't share who I am. I mean, all of that stuff. And that was one of the first things I went for. I mean, I went straight in and I grabbed
to the
it.
jugular.
The first exercise we did, and by the time it was done, one of the guys, there was tears in that group.
I believe it.
Sharon, feeling safe to be able to then share what they feel.
Yes.
And it was the same way for me in the fire service. When I was in the fire service, you didn't talk about how you felt. You saw whatever you saw, you came back to the station, you cleaned up your rig, and then you went back to bed.
Gosh.
And, we today is a whole lot different with that, from that standpoint. But in those days, we didn't have that. Yeah, we didn't have that availability, that safety, because if you shared who you was, if you shared vulnerability, you got made fun of. You got, Yeah.
Yeah. You guys didn't have a stranglehold on that. I think men in general back in the day, we dealt with that.
Absolutely.
Regardless
Yep.
of where you were working, that you had to. Duro,
Yes.
Robert Frost has a quote, and I've been dying to ask you, use this quote to speak to you so that you can speak to us. And he says, I should be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere in ages hence, two roads diverged in the wood, and I took the one less traveled by. What is your road less traveled?
Woo.
Bringing it today.
Hold on. I'm gonna sit back here a little bit because
Well, of course, that is definitely one of my favorite works. I was meant to take that road less traveled. I tried not to for many years, and it was very painful. Always trying to fit in, always trying to be the thing that everybody wanted me to be, please everyone, step into a position in life that everybody said I should. And they loved me. This was not because they
Didn't care. Yeah.
But what I've come to know is that we can't assume we know our children. It's a sovereign journey. This journey is important for each individual, and then as a collective, we can walk with that spirit. But if we try to tell someone how to walk that road, we often find ourselves feeling unseen, feeling like an imposter, feeling like you can't do enough, you're not enough, or maybe you're unlovable. So my waking up process was to realize that I had one foot on the road less traveled and one on the normal road, and I had to take both feet and jump.
Oh, good for you.
And it was difficult and challenging, but it has been the most beautiful thing I could ever have done for myself. And then learning that is now what I share, because it's not an easy thing to do for most people. And especially if you have children and you also want to show them how to do that for themselves.
Yeah.
And our children are everything. We need to show them how to be strong, powerful, sovereign, and know who they are. And this is where Robert's work is so intensely important as well, going back to the human design, who we are, what's our nature, What are we kind of more prone to want to do in life? What's our purpose? How do we know that? We can't be told that. We have to get the blueprint and then look and understand ourselves. And then through that, we can be our fullest expression of spirit and our soul. And we can really tap into that magic that, whether you want to call it God or spirit or soul or whatever this thing is, the path that drives us, that feels so strong and it's screaming in us to get out.
Right.
How do we get there? And that's the question. There are really no answers, right? But it's just this constant
Curiosity.
Who
Good
am
place
I?
to
Does
be
this
in.
feel good? Is this right?
Yep.
Can I hear my own soul's voice and not hear everyone else's?
The chatter.
Yeah. And so as a community, though, we can encourage, we can help, we can guide, we can be so strong in that others will feel that energy and just wake up too, and then we can reverberate that. So did I answer your question?
I have a question. So I have a quick question for you on that. Yes, you did.
Okay.
So if you don't mind me asking, what was that moment? What was happening in your life to make you jump with both feet over?
How many hours do we have? To sum it up, I had had a successful life. I had had a very successful restaurant here in town called Coquette's Bistro.
Oh, yes! Oh, my God. I love
Yes.
the one in Manitou before you moved.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
That was a good start.
Yeah.
Got very out of control. We were in Whole Foods Market in 5 states. Very successful. And I was dying inside. I didn't know who I was, and I didn't have spirit in me yet. It was there. I was always climbing, knocking on my door, but I didn't connect the dots. I wanted to be successful, a very successful entrepreneur like my parents. I wanted to emulate them. I wanted to be them. I loved them. I idolized them. And yet there was something in me that was just never aligning correctly. I just suffered. And I was a single mom. And through those years, I became sick. I got autoimmune. I was just sick inside. My soul was crying. And along the way, I got some little breadcrumbs and met people like Robert and another amazing woman named Sarah Hope, who I've done incredible work with. But I still didn't know what was missing in my life. But I was just getting sicker and sicker and more depressed. And actually, I didn't really, if it wasn't for my child, I don't know that I would want to wake up anymore. So it was really a dark place. And, when COVID happened, I shifted my life. We got out of the restaurant industry and I ran. And when I ran, I found myself still there. I was like, oh, what are you doing here?
Yeah. Still here.
You're still here. Oh. And I had, through a series of events, I had what I refer to as a spiritual awakening. It just blasted through me. And what happened was it opened up all of these channels in me that had been hidden since a child, where I'd come to the world with a lot of gifts, abilities, extrasensory perceptions, the ability to blow up television circuits, and just this energetic weirdness. And all of these things started rushing through me again. And I went on a real walkabout, a spiritual journey. And so that has led me here today, in which I learned several modalities, healing modalities, and ways to help. Reconnected with Robert when I got back to Colorado recently.
Where were you?
Well, where was I? I was in Florida. Finding myself. And then I moved back to Los Angeles to produce documentary films.
Oh.
I work with 2 companies, Lab 9 Films and Amigo Films, also in the podcast space.
Nice.
But I had to move my son back here to Colorado where he needed to be raised. I didn't want to raise my son
How old is he?
there. He's 13.
13.
And he's a beautiful, angelic, incredible,
Yeah.
empathic, he is the grounding because I am way up there. So he kind of anchors me.
That's why we have a production team. We can relate.
Yes. He anchors me to this planet. And he is just the light of my life. And I have the gift of being able to raise him to be sovereign and to show him how to step into who he is and allow him to make choices for himself and figure out who he is. So I just really support that. So.
Way to go, Mama.
Yeah,
Love
thank
it.
you.
She's come. So I mean, how we met was during COVID and during Survive and Thrive.
Oh, really?
At Coquette's.
Yeah.
And I was one of the coaches at the time, and loved the restaurant because my daughter is celiac, so it was the only place to go we could have lunch.
Gluten-free.
Right? Yeah. And so we started, and I remember the day that she called me and said, "Well, we got some news for you," and I'm like, "Okay." Blah, blah, blah. She goes, "We're closing the restaurant." I'm like, I think it was supposed to go the other way. It was, but it was perfect.
But look how the universe works. Incredible.
It was just perfect to see her evolve.
Yeah.
You know, these stories are so important to people engaging us today. One thing we really kind of do our kids and things at this service. I'm very proud that one thing I did right was help my children find their design. Right? The design,
So
the purpose that they were put on earth.
Amazing.
Not what I wanted them to do,
Right.
but what they were put here to do.
Yep.
And all three of them are successfully doing
Yeah,
the
they are.
design today.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And I kind of fell in that by accident. I didn't know. So we'll tell our kids, you can be anything you want to
Yeah.
be. That's the most ridiculous statement that's
Yeah.
ever been perpetrated on the humans. Of course you can't be anything you want
Right.
to be. Because you need to be what you were designed to be.
Yeah.
Right?
Thank
Talk to us about human design.
Well, you know, I wow.
You guys are good.
So I believe we're created perfectly, whole, complete, and resourced for everything within our purpose.
Yes.
But we're not taught that. We're not. And I love watching my daughter because she's now raising my grandson, who is 4, by his design, his human design, and it's extraordinary to watch this kid that's 4 going on 9 or 10. I mean, his intellect is just everything. So what is human design? It is a way to map you who you are designed as. It's your owner's manual. It's your blueprint for who you are. And I believe we're created perfectly, but we're then conditioned for failure. And that conditioning comes from the world, comes from family, comes from school, comes from religion, comes from anywhere that tells us who we're supposed to be, what we're supposed to think, how we're supposed to talk. All of that is conditioning. Not right, not wrong, just is. And so what I do with human design is allow people to see themselves, walk through it with them in a gentle, I call it now the traveler's conversation, because we're all traveling. We're traveling down this path of truth, and it works best when we talk.
Yeah.
It works best when we get it out.
Yep.
And then we look at where conditioning is, and how do we then release that conditioning? Because most of the things we were taught and we've taken as truth are actually facts. They were somebody else's truth, but we took them as our truth at a point in our life where we could not say no. Mm-hmm. You know, kids today are open vessels till 12, 13, right, where Des is. Mm-hmm. And before that, they can't say no. And everybody's pouring into them. And then when we get our age, divine, soul, whatever you want to call it, is saying, go out and be who I've designed you to be. And then here comes all this conditioning going, oh, you can't do that. Or what would you think you could do? Or you know, all of these different things. That's what I do with human design, is to be able to take this
So is that an assessment?
It's not an assessment like I go through a sheet and check, you know, the best of, like a Myers-Briggs.
Right.
And that's the beauty of it, because it doesn't engage the mind. Mm-hmm. It's based on your date of birth, your time of birth, and your location of birth. That's it.
What if you don't know them?
We can play with it. We can. I've got software that we can play with
I
it.
forgot you asked me on our first one-to-one that information. I never got back to you
I know.
on that.
It's okay.
So
But-
she's still designless.
I'm designless.
Oh no! but see what happens with and that's where I used to do DISC for
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
I used DISC in leadership training. It was
Yeah.
a miraculous modality.
Yeah.
It's a great view of conditioning. Because anytime I have to say more or less or better or worse or rank is, that engages the mind. The mind is not designed for that. The body, it makes those decisions. But we've been taught that it's all up here. So what this does is it gives you the truest view of you.
You know what? I'm so glad you brought this up because I grew up, first of all, in the call center in my career at 19 years old. And for 12 years, I stayed for 12 because I geeked out on customer service and I love humans. So that's why I stuck and stayed. But every year they gave me an assessment test. And I hated it because I always hovered in the middle.
Yep.
I never fit in a stupid box.
Yep.
And I never understood that until one day someone said, "Oh, you're an ambivert." And I'm like, "What is that?" And they're like, "It's like an introvert and an extrovert." And I'm like, "Yeah." And I'm kind of a chameleon. Like, I can blend into any environment. But then I realized, oh my God, I'm gifted. I
Yes.
am glad I don't fit in a
Yes.
stupid box.
Yes.
But all those years, those 12 years, I felt like an idiot because I was not, I could be a high D, I can geek out on the Excel spreadsheets, I can do all of it, but then I'm like, but I'm not all into one category. And it drove me nuts.
Well, can I touch on that?
Yeah.
So we're not designed to fit in a box. We're not. But what does the world want us to be? What does the world want us to do? Fit in a box.
In a box.
Why? So I can manage you. We've been talking about education here lately, a lot of education.
Yes.
Is if you go back to where education currently, where it came from was Napoleon. He knew that if he could get the kids and teach them discipline, he would have a force of soldiers later in life. Now that's extraordinary. But what do we do with our kids? We squash creativity. We squash imagination. We tell them to keep their feet on the ground and their heads out of the clouds. Imagination, especially where we're going, is what we need to be cultivating, not fitting in a box or trying to regurgitate answers to a test. And that was huge for me in my design, figuring out that was a big of why I never fit in traditional education. I couldn't sit still. I couldn't take notes the way they wanted. And I thought I was like dumb. Because I couldn't do what they were telling me to.
Yeah, because they deified education.
Yeah.
And it was put on some plateau of this is where you are. It's like, well, you can't make that mistake. You're smarter than that. That's what we say those things to our kids. And I look back and we think that we're really encouraging them in the moment.
And we're not.
We're not.
We're not.
You know, one thing I want to ask you, young lady, because you're awesome, and those are your bad points.
True. Very true. Thank you.
Prop it up.
True.
Yes. So we're not energized to do things that we weren't designed to do. That's why people hate their jobs,
Yeah,
right?
right.
Because they're doing stuff they weren't designed to do.
Yes.
What the breakaway for you, because we want some specifics here, because they need to know specifically what you're adding to humanity in your place. So what was the breakthrough, and what is it doing to add value today?
That's such a small question. It's far too easy to answer that. So how do I answer that? What I will say is often they will label you with ADHD if you don't fit into that box, and that becomes a mental illness, which in fact, in my view, is a channel from something higher coming through you to tell you to live your passion. Because people with ADHD cannot focus on anything that they don't love. That's interesting. So we call that a problem. Our society says that's a problem. Don't focus on what you love. You go and be what I want you to be and be a worker. Shut up. And we're going, me, diagnosed ADHD, going, I can't function that way. I have to live in my passion.
Yeah.
So because I'm so in tune and so tapped into that energy of passion, 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 and that is love, love, love.
Oh.
How do we love? How do we love? We can't do that until we get this. We've got to get this. This is everything. And knowing and loving oneself is the journey, period, and a story. There's nothing else to learn. Now, how do we peel back the layers so you can figure out how to do that? That's the work we do. And that's the work I'm called to do, which is, what is it that you need today? I don't know, maybe you just need some Reiki love. Like you just need something calming and beautiful. Maybe you need activation. Maybe that life force in you is dampened. Maybe you need to breathe through it somatically and break that up. Maybe you need all of it. You know, maybe you need to sit and be in hypnosis so that everything in your body is calm. We have to work on that. We have to figure out what you need, and what you need today you may need something different the next day. That's my job, and that's my calling. I truly believe that we have to give back while we do paid work. Seva, we have to always engage in gifting our work where it's needed and appropriate.
What's Seva?
Seva is like gift for spirit work. It's part of it for me. So like right now I'm working with a company called Life Spark. We do Reiki healing for cancer patients in hospitals. Just starting with them because the calling is deep. This is not a career path. This is what I'm meant to do. And I can't not do it. It's not a choice. I have to do it. And every day gets clearer and clearer, and then, Spirit gives me the guidance and tells me what I got to do next, and I just go. Did I answer your question? I'm not sure.
I think.
Sorry,
I think you did.
I go out there a little.
Yeah. You told people what the value you were bringing.
Yes.
That's-
right.
okay.
Yeah. You
That's the
answered.
value.
Yeah.
Thank
And
you.
the value that the experience, it's hard to ever put it down or even talk about it. To experience what she does is transformational.
Yeah.
And it's, I think the hard part is it's unexplainable. It's,
There are no
I don't
words.
understand what happened. You don't have to for it to happen. We don't understand gravity and we still stay on the earth, right? But what she does is so amazing. I mean, I get goosebumps just
Thank you so
thinking about
much.
a session with her, to be able to break open some things that have been going on with me, and it just spend an hour
And I what you just said, understanding quantum physics, you don't need to, but it's real. It's a thing, and we're getting closer to understanding and proving. You'll never prove anything, but we'll understand that you have something called entanglement. This is when two things come together and you don't understand why, and there's no explanation. Look up the double slit experiment. That's what I do. I entangle with you. My energy comes into your space, and I channel so that I can bring to you whatever that is you need. So everything's energy. Whatever you do, it's energy. Every time you move, it's energy. Every time you have a healing, it's energy. Every time you have a thought, it's energy. Be careful where you put your thoughts, because that becomes energy.
Yes.
So that's manifestation, right? It's
How
the
do you turn off
concept.
bad thoughts?
Well, there's modalities like hypnosis, like the breath work, like the energy work. And then it also takes a commitment to have deep self-awareness, because those thoughts will just run like a tape in your head. And that's what he's talking about, conditioning. So you get all these things happen to you, and they run like little movies in your brain. That's the truth, that's the truth. It's not the truth. You're constantly reliving trauma. It's not the truth for you right now. So what happened if I was violently attacked? I had a very, very intense 3 men hurt me. That lived in my body for years. And I thought mentally, I have dealt with that. But I had not dealt with that.
Yeah.
So we don't know until we know. What we do here is we go and we peel back the layers. So today you may have a thought that feels relatively intrusive, but Turns out, when you were 3, something really bad happened. And you can't let that go. You don't even know. Yeah. So the work of dealing with these deep things, it's a journey. It's layer upon layer upon layer, and you never finish the work. You finish the work, you pop out of your body, and you're gone.
Well, and what I'd ask you is what makes it bad? What happens if it's just a thought? And this is what happens is we have to label it to understand it.
Yeah.
If we were to release the label and the need to do anything with it, we can then look at it as energy. It's just energy that passed through you. It's bad because of what happened and triggered, and you've got all these labels to it.
Right.
The labels is what makes it bad or hard or any other label we put on it. Does that help?
Yeah. It does.
Yes, Frank?
So now that we've solved all the world's problems.
What nationality are you, young lady?
I am Greek and Russian.
Greek and Russian. Wow.
Yeah. Sukhotin was my birth name.
What was it?
Sukhotin.
Sukhotin.
But, we got rid of that.
I've worked with you in certain places. There's been an insane change in you, my friend.
I'll take that.
I can attest to
that.
There was nothing negative implied,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Exactly, at all. I mean, it was just extraordinary who you were. You're a pretty straight arrow kind of guy, kind of more like
Dressed in a suit and all that.
Yeah. Well, my suit is for a different reason. I don't know why.
You wear it well.
Nothing
You wear it well.
Thank you, dear. Yeah.
You do wear it well.
You do. But all the people that were in our space started to see a shift.
Yeah.
I mean, a remarkable shift.
Yeah.
What happened, Robert?
Well, I realized.
What happened to our Robert?
Yeah, well, at that time it was Bob.
It was Bob.
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I realized that I had been searching all my life for who I was and all that kind of thing. And so the end of that marriage was a huge transformation point for me. I was 60 years old, at the bottom of as I looked at it, the bottom of the barrel, no job, no career, really.
Yeah.
And again, was not my first time. So, right? To be able to step out, and I had some beautiful friends. And one of them, Rihanna Warner, which we know, right? Suggested I have coffee with a friend of hers. And I did. And I'm telling her my story, and I'm, how worthless, right? All of that. And at the end, she just listened. And at the end, she says, I think I have something for you. You might interested. I'm like, okay, bring it on. I'm ready. Yeah. And that was Human Design. Oh. And we sat down, probably for 3 weeks straight. And the more I learned, the more it's like, oh, that's why I did. And it wasn't but it was like an explanation of why, the understanding of who I used to be or who I was conditioned to be. And the second friend introduced me to plant-based medicine. And that was the second kind of modality I dove into that really transformational. But I remember one day we were working on, I think it was Paula, this is this lady's introduced me, her website. And she goes, what's this Bob thing? I said, what do you mean? She goes, well, why Bob? And I'm like, well, that's what I'm called. I mean, that's right. And
Why
not? She goes, so well, why not Robert? And I was kind of like, well, I don't know. And she goes, so you're okay with being a fraction of your true self?
Oh.
And I was like, ooh. I mean, it was a punch in the gut to step back and go, why not Robert? And that started a series of memories coming up that when I used to get in trouble, I used to be called Robert. And so the first time that I could tell somebody who I was, I picked Bob because it wasn't Robert. It was so interesting to watch all the pieces start to fall together. Yeah. And then it was announcing to the world. And you were part of that so many people I know now, I can tell knew me back then because they're still. and others have made the transition, and I love them all. It doesn't because it's just a frickin' name. That's all it is. It's just a label. And I've thought about changing it again, but I figured that'd throw my community to inspire all right.
Yeah, please don't. We had a hard enough time for Bob, right?
But that was, and I think the amazing part was coming into who the truth about me.
Yeah.
That was the transformation, and then realizing what everybody else had told me I should be. The should, right?
Yeah.
Shouldn't all over myself.
Should have all over yourself,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. So I mean, that was it. And for 3 years, almost 4 years, I went underground. Because I knew that I had to dig deep.
Yeah.
And I knew I had to go into it.
And we were doing that at the same time.
And we were doing that
Oh,
at the
really?
same, but not together.
Totally separately.
Wow.
Totally separately. And then when we came back
And
together,
it was like, wow.
yeah.
Did we just do this basically together, entangled, not knowing it,
Yeah.
and having these wild experiences and growth? And
Yeah.
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 I had a
So
similar
you got
thing.
a thing?
Say it again.
Are you a thing?
Are we a thing?
Are
Oh, we're an
we-
amazing thing.
We're a thing.
You
but
mean
not
like a
that thing.
romantic
Yeah.
thing?
Not that thing.
No.
We're not a romantic.
No.
No.
Yeah.
But
Wait,
deeply,
wait a
I
minute,
love
hold on, wait a
being
minute.
able to-
deeply love each other.
We deeply love each other, right? But no.
Yeah.
Who needs to complicate
That's what I
that?
asked.
That's-
You said, why
You're
complicate?
asking on live air. What if he has a couple things?
He
I do have a
he
couple.
does. He is a couple, not with me.
Oh.
See?
Why would she
I
mind
know,
me
my
asking
friend.
what? This is Robert. Right? He's like, one thing
I love
that
her.
I love the new thing is you say, you can ask me anything.
Yeah.
You can.
Yeah.
I mean,
can,
you
yeah.
know, we're
Yeah.
Well, and that's one of my principles. And I think the world, if the
Mine
world
too.
would figure this out, is if you can ask me anything,
Yeah.
and I can be authentic, I have the room to say yes,
Or
I have the
no.
room to say no,
Yes.
or I can negotiate.
Yeah.
Yes.
And people don't do that. They're afraid to say yes, or, ooh, what if they don't like me when I say
Yeah.
no? Or they go through these gyrations, and that's why we do not live, I think, in an authentic world.
Yeah.
Because not nobody, that's too general.
Yeah.
A lot of people are running around in authenticity.
Well,
It's
and
the
people don't-
mask they all
it's
put
the
on.
mask they put on.
Yes.
And they
Which
have
one am I
no
doing
idea
today?
Yes,
Okay.
how
exactly. Depending on what
detrimental.
room
Yeah.
or who I'm with or whatever.
And there's a difference between what you said about being a chameleon, and I get the beauty of it in human design.
Oh, I get
have a
that.
lot of people that I can show that that's how they're designed to
Yeah.
fit.
Yeah.
But it's the awareness of how to do it versus feeling the pressure
Of
Right.
having
do it.
to.
correct.
having to do it.
Yes.
That's how we start to pull apart these little things because it's in these small little details
Yeah.
that makes the difference.
Right.
Yeah.
Difference that makes all the difference.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, and so for me, and you know this, I was big in networking. I was at every
yeah.
networking event. I was one of the ahas I got from my human design was it was all about please see me.
Oh.
It really, because I've got what's called an open throat, what's called a not self, when you're not living in alignment, is about attention. So what would I do? I'd go to these networking events and hi, how are you? And now I go to a networking event, I find a place in the corner and I sit down
sits.
and I let the world come to me,
Yeah.
which is more in alignment with my design.
Right.
Because it allows me then to respond.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one of the great things about seeing that, Robert, is that that's not everyone's design.
No,
No.
it's not.
My design is to move and shake and go in. I'm energized by that, right?
Yeah.
Define a space, and Lisa's design as well. One of the reasons we work well together is that we're designed similarly, right?
Yep.
Aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's that. Well, there's that.
But I can
again,
relate
there's
to
that
you
label,
too,
that
though.
introvert extrovert thing.
Yes,
Yeah, I hate that
exactly.
label.
When you
Yeah.
look at introvert extrovert, that is actually how we regain energy.
Yes.
Right.
And it's been mutated into whether you're out there, you're an extrovert or
Push.
You're
Yeah.
social.
And that's not.
Yeah.
Go back and
It's
if you
not.
look at the original study with that,
Yeah.
that was not what it was about.
Yeah.
And we've mutated that in to meet our agenda
Yeah.
of how can we can pigeonhole people into that.
Right. And in my coaching, I always try to tell people, please stop using that as a reason for your not being in your designing space.
Right.
Right? Yeah, because that's never a reason. That's got nothing to do with nothing.
Yeah.
It really doesn't. Yeah. Find your design. It's hard though, because you kind of have to look back and able to look forward.
Yes.
You do.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and see those reasons why these things weren't working. You are incredible. I'm so glad I got a chance to meet you
I'm
today.
so grateful today.
Yeah. You rocked it,
Amazing.
man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well done.
Right? So, as always, when you have great conversations, at least they go too quickly.
I know.
Really.
We're winding down.
Bye.
I'm gonna miss you guys.
We don't go for another hour?
No.
No. Well, Robert.
We're hungry.
So, Robert, as you know, our whole mission is to infuse hope and encouragement to the world here on the Be Encouraged show.
Okay.
So I want you to take a moment and look at that camera and encourage the world, and then let them know how to reach you.
And also tell them a little bit about this.
Oh, yeah.
So for me, the encouragement is to be you. And the difficulty is not knowing that. So it's about finding a method, and there's modalities like crazy out there. I believe in human design. It's made such a difference in my life, of course. Yeah, but I believe in you. And that's what I find with a lot of my clients is all they're looking for is just somebody to believe in them.
Absolutely.
And it's about borrowing that belief until you have your own.
Yes.
And that's where a lot of my work is around, is that establishing and bringing up your own belief.
Love it.
Yeah.
And how do they reach you, man? Because
Yeah.
they need you. Reach out to this dude.
Yeah, so my website is www.focuspointsolution, single, not solution, solution.com. Or you can email me at robert@focuspointsolution.com.
Indeed. Thank you, my
Awesome.
friend.
Thank you.
Yes.
Your turn. Look at the camera
What
and
was the
encourage the world.
Yes, what he said.
Too easy. Can't get out of it.
I think you should be highly encouraged. I think conversations that are happening right now could not have happened even a couple of years ago. There's a mass awakening, and you can be part of that. So just know that you have a place. Find it. Find who you resonate with. There are many modalities, many people out there doing authentic work. Seek that out. Have conversations. Ask some questions. Make sure you resonate with that. And find the guidance you need, because we all need to come together in this time to be together in this collective healing. So you're not alone in your pain, you're not alone in your trauma, and you're also not alone in your quest for healing. So find us. If it's not us, find somebody. But I think you should be highly encouraged that even though you see all of this divisiveness and pain in the world, there is an undercurrent of love. And love will make you pop right out of your body, and it will be the best feeling you've ever had. So seek it. If you seek me, I think it's in the comments, but right now my website's being built. So it's multi-dimensional-healing.com. Facebook. Did I say that right?
On Facebook.
On Facebook.
Okay.
Website's being built. Or my email, Turu, T-U-R-U, Marks, M-A-R-X, @gmail.
Awesome.
There we go.
Thank you.
What's your phone number?
It's... You really want to give it?
Yeah.
I really want
Okay. It's
You
not
can
going
give
online,
it,
is
you give
it?
it to me. You don't want to give it out.
I do not want to get it.
After.
Okay. That's okay. Yeah.
I get a lot of those late night calls.
Yeah, I understand.
I totally get that.
I accidentally put my phone number on a Facebook post, and that was not smart. Don't do that. I'm learning the hard way.
All right.
All right, so before we wrap up, let's spotlight our sponsors once more. Wesco Insurance. Karen loves helping people save and get the best service ever. So contact her through our website at beencouraged.net.
That's Karen Butcher, by the way.
Yes. and Planet Duct. Mr. Brandon Kirk and his team offer astronomical air duct cleaning services with the most powerful vacuum trucks in Colorado. Stronger than the vacuum of space.
Yes, indeed. Brandon Kirk and Planet Duct. Hey, visit us at beencouraged.net to become a sponsor and get your business name out there to our growing audience. Our platinum sponsor has seen an aggressive 900% growth in their business in just 7 months. Like and follow us on Facebook and LinkedIn to join us on our journey to extend hope and encouragement and help people realize their potential through networking, collaboration, and community involvement. And remember, if you want to join us internationally, go to our website at beencouraged.net and select international via Instagram, and you can follow us from anywhere in the world.
Yeah, and don't forget, you can pick up one or all 3 of Frank's books on Amazon.
Indeed. Thank you, Lisa.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we're
You
Frank.
rock.
Yeah, we rock. Yes, indeed.
Amazing.
Yeah, I just have such a great time with this young lady every week.
Yes, we do.
Because she is doing amazing work. Don't forget, talking about my books, the resilience platform that our chief resilience officer has, she is doing some incredible podcasting right now and bringing out resilience stories in our community. So reach out. How?
You can reach me at beencouraged.net.
There we go.
I'm all over it.
Beencouraged.net. Reach out and let her bring out the story that's going to help hundreds and maybe thousands of other human beings say, me too. Yeah. We're the Be Encouraged show with Frank and Lisa every Monday, bringing encouragement and hope to our community. Why? Because we just want to.
Yes.
And we'll see you again next